Yo, today we got another video. This video is did these rappers fall off part two? If you didn't watch part one, go watch part one. Part one, I talked about Polo G, Roddy Ricch, Lil Uzi, and Lil Baby. This video we got five more rappers. These rappers, nah, they're big. I'm not gonna act like they're not as big as the artists I just did, but still. First one we're talking about today is the Baby, and the Baby he may have fell off for reasons that weren't for music, honestly. I can't even say that. Like, I don't know, the Baby's a weird topic, right? Because his fall off, I want to say was 2021. Let me check. The Baby, homophobic comments. I want to say that was summer of 2021. I could be wrong, though. Yep. July 27, 2021. So I'm assuming it was like within the week before that. And I'm assuming by now y'all all know what he said. He said, if y'all wasn't sucking beat in the parking lot, put your hand up. If you don't have AIDS, put your hands up. Stuff like that. Baby was just wilding for no reason. And, that's his fault and stuff like that. Then the Baby, another thing that the Baby did that people didn't like is just like, on social media, he would act like, oh, I don't care, I don't care. Y'all misinterpreted what I said, but you still go apologize. Like, if you really don't care, stand on that, bro. Like, why are you apologizing if you really don't care? That was another problem that people had. Because, a lot of rappers, a lot of celebrities are just homophobic in general. But, like, the Baby was, like, openly homophobic. And, I don't even think that was the main problem. I think the main problem was the AIDS thing. Like, I think that's what mainly people were on. But, yeah, that was that. And then even if you go back to 2020 real quick, he dropped My Brother's Keeper, which no song on there really blew up. Um, but it did decent. It definitely did decent. I didn't realize, but he dropped three projects in 2020 basically. Blame It on Baby, Blame It on Baby Deluxe, and My Brother's Keeper. But there's that. And then in 2021, he didn't drop. Yeah, he dropped this. He dropped this. This was trash. No hit songs on it. No nothing. Right. Um, He dropped Lonely with Lil Wayne after the cancellation or whatever. He dropped a couple more singles too. He dropped Masterpiece. Um, I can just look it up for songs 2021. Keep in mind, Masterpiece dropped before he got canceled or whatever. People don't really get canceled, let's be honest. But why is my Wi-Fi being slow, bro? Search, bro. There you go. Okay. So he dropped all these songs. He dropped Ball If I Want To. He dropped Red Light, Green Light. Oh, I remember he dropped that on like right on summer. Um, yeah, and a lot of these songs just didn't hit. I remember I did hear Masterpiece and Ball If I Want To on radio, but again, both of those were before he got quote unquote canceled and stuff like that. After that, the Baby wasn't really doing nothing, right? Um, Start of 2022, he dropped Better Than You with NBA YoungBoy. Again, no hits on that. None of the songs blew up or anything. And you can really say that's the Baby fault for just dropping trash music. And I don't know. I don't know if it's coincidence that he quote unquote fell off the same time he quote unquote got canceled. Like I don't know if that's coincidence or not. Kind of weird. Then later in 2022, the Baby dropped his worst project, Baby on Baby 2. Baby on Baby 2 was horrific. Take all the trash parts of the Baby and put it in one album. That's what Baby on Baby 2 was. He shouldn't have dropped it. In my opinion, the only good song was the intro song. I'm gonna be honest. But I don't even go back to the intro song anymore. Cause even though it was good, it's not even worth it, bro. And he dropped that, and then 2023, he made kind of a comeback. He dropped called The Fireman. It was an EP with three songs. It had Shake Some. It had Selling Crack, which I heard both those songs on the radio. Like he had those two songs, right? After that, he kept dropping more songs, music videos of every song, promoting every song. But hey, the songs aren't getting popular. The songs aren't hitting. So for the question, did these rappers fall off or did the baby fall off? The baby did fall off. I'm gonna be honest. Now, for his next album, I'm going to listen to his next album just because some of the songs that he has dropped since Baby on Baby 2 have been good, but it's been very hit or miss ever since he quote unquote got canceled. I don't know if that just like ruined his self esteem or whatever, but I don't know. The baby's music just has not been hit. And since we're on the topic of NBA YoungBoy, next rapper we're going to is NBA YoungBoy. Now, NBA YoungBoy obviously known for dropping a crazy amount of projects, right? And hold on, I'm trying to figure out when people actually started saying he fell off. I think people started saying he fell off after Colors, right? Because Colors was a good album. If anyone's telling me that Colors is not a good album, please go listen to it. People love Sincerely Cantrell. I didn't. In 2020, he dropped a crazy amount of albums that were good. Still Flexing, Still Stepping, Top, 38 Baby 2, and that's coming off AI Youngboy 2, which AI Youngboy 2 is probably Youngboy's best album, or considered his best album, I should say. Anyway, after Colors, for whatever reason, he just started to drop a bunch of albums, right? As you can see right here, he had 3,860 with Quando Rondo. I'm just naming albums in 2022, by the way. Lost Files, Mom Got a Family, 3,800 Degrees, Riddler 2, Last Lamito, Better Than You. Keep in mind, I think all of those drop after Colors. Maybe Better on You dropped before Colors. Nah, I think it's in order. So all of these dropped after Colors, bro. And not all of these hit. I'm gonna be honest. There's certain songs that hit off of each album, like the one song of Riddler 2 that John Morant kept playing. That was only popular because John Morant. I'm gonna be honest. A couple songs on the last San Mito, 3,800 Degrees was awful. My Guy's Family is awful. Lost Files, like all of those were trash. And even if you go to last year, I rest my case. Don't try this at home. Rich's Op decided to. Rich's Op is probably the most popular album off on those four, and that's only because he dissed Lil Durk. Actually, he dissed more than Lil Durk. He dissed Drake, dissed J. Cole, he dissed all of them, right? And as you can see, or not as you can see, if y'all pay attention to NBA YoungBoy, y'all would know none of these albums are any of his top albums. If you go look at his albums, if you go look at his songs, there may be like a couple songs that made it to his top songs, but most of them aren't. And with YoungBoy, he seems to think that it's quantity over quality, which I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to get his paid as much as possible. And also, this list isn't even including all the YouTube albums he drops, the YouTube mixtapes, or all the singles he drops, because he has a separate YouTube channel where he drops different singles that aren't on his like main page or whatever, that aren't listed under NBA YoungBoy. So YoungBoy is basically dropping like a decade's worth of music in 2 years, right? Like, I'm so serious. Like, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You dropped 12 albums in 2 years. We should even include From the Bayou, because I thought that dropped in 2022. I really did. Maybe it dropped in December, but I don't know. But I don't even need to do much research on NBA YoungBoy. I would go in and say NBA YoungBoy fell off. Like, you can't just keep dropping music over and over again and not expect people to get tired of it, especially if you're not changing your sound. Because even if he changes his sound slightly, you still hear that YoungBoy. Like, for example, on 3,800 Degrees, he tried to go like a older style rap or like a more offbeat type of style. It didn't work out. On I Rest My Case, you hear beats that freaking Yeet would rap on and did not hit. On Lost Files, you got old songs from NBA YoungBoy, songs from his prime. It still didn't catch on with the people, besides YoungBoy fans. By the way, YoungBoy fans, don't attack me for this. If you talk to any non-YoungBoy fan, they would agree with everything I'm saying. But figure that. I would say YoungBoy fell off. That's the end of the YoungBoy talk. Next rapper, we got NLE Choppa. Now, the NLE Choppa fall off allegations aren't as strong as the Baby NBA YoungBoy, but I still want to talk about it, right? Because there is some people that like, oh, NLE changed ever since he went to the woke route, whatever. And I think NLE Choppa is still a great rapper. I still listen to NLE. He dropped Cottonwood 2 last year. I really liked it. And then I think Me versus Me, one of the best trap albums I've ever heard. Very underrated. But yeah, I would say his fall off literally came from Dark to Light. Then after that, thing is about NLE Choppa. NLE Choppa knows how to drop a hit. If NLE Choppa drops a song and it doesn't end up being a hit, 2 months later he'll drop another song, and if that doesn't end up being a hit, he'll keep doing the same thing. So NLE Choppa is gonna have a couple of hits per year just because he does that. Like NLE Choppa is very smart, even though he's very young, right? So I think from Dark to Light, the next album after that was Me versus Me. You got Final Warning, you got Shot of Flow 6, Stomping. You got a bunch of great songs on there. I think that's very underrated. Even if I don't want to be biased though, there's a lot of songs on there that people do like. So you can't really say Me versus Me was a bad album, right? And then after Me versus Me, it was Convoy 2, like I said. And then Conwood 2, the fall off allegations started to get a little bit stronger. Just because the second half of Conwood 2 seemed like he was trying to get a TikTok song, seemed like he was trying to get a popular song, whatnot. And I kind of agree. The second half of Conwood 2 is definitely worse than the first half, but I still think it's a pretty good album. I would say it's like an 8 out of 10, honestly. Even though there is like 5 bad songs, could even be 7 bad songs, but like there's like 22 songs on there, maybe 21. Then he dropped the deluxe. The deluxe kind of confused me, right? Deluxe was trash. Almost every song in the deluxe is trash. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't gone back to the deluxes to this day. And then he dropped Conwood 2 2.0, which I've never seen a rapper do that. And then he had a hit on there. I don't know what the hit was, but he did have a hit on there. But even with Conwood 2, just the original one, you had Slut Me Out. You had the intro song called Different. There was another song out there that was a hit. Oh, Do It Again, Do It Again. The song was Too Rare. And I'm not just measuring album by hits, but at the same time, like if I compare it to a rapper like The Baby or NBA YoungBoy, if you go to their albums, they literally only have like one or none songs that you could consider a hit. So I think that's a little different, right? Um, but going back to what I was saying, Cottonwood 2, Deluxe 2.0, you can see it right here. The intro, I think it was the intro track or whatever. He had a hit right there. But besides that, this didn't really get talked about. I don't really know why he dropped it, right? After that, I'm trying to think what happened after that. After that, I think he just dropped Slut Me Out 2. Oh wait, no. After that, he dropped Shy Flow 7. After that, he dropped Shy Flow 7. And then he made a Shy Flow series, which technically had Shy Flow 8, even though it was basically Shy Flow 7 with what's his name? Lil Mabu. That ended up being a hit, and then he dropped Let Me Out 2, which Let Me Out 2 is one of the biggest songs on TikTok right now, and it's a hit. So did NLE Choppa fall off? I don't think so, but I feel like he didn't really change at the same time, bro. Because even if you go back to Top Shotta or Cottonwood, or no, just Top Shotta. If you go back to Top Shotta, there's a lot of bad songs in the second half of the album. First half is very strong. Second half is very weak. That's why I think Me versus Me will stay his best album. And the original Cottonwood is only like 6, 7 songs. But back then he didn't have hook specialists on Hall of Fame. He had a hook specialist on like Bronze. So some of his hooks weren't hidden. So I would say NLE Choppa's basically stayed the same. I wouldn't say he fell off or anything. But See, I was gonna do Nardo Wick, but I don't feel like doing Nardo Wick, honestly. Actually, I'll briefly touch on him, right? Nardo Wick hasn't dropped music for real. That's the only reason I don't want to like even say anything about Nardo Wick. He hasn't dropped since who was Nardo Wick's Deluxe, and that had a couple good songs on it. Even the songs he has dropped um last year, and I think he's dropped a couple songs this year. I've heard them. Like I'll go outside, I hear them. I don't put them on my playlist because sometimes I don't like listening to singles, just because I know I'm gonna listen to them when the album comes out, and you put the singles on the album, and that happened to be one of those things. But did Nana Way fall off? I don't think a rapper can fall off if they haven't dropped music, like or dropped an album. Um, and I think that's the same thing I said with Lil Baby. I think after Lil Baby's album, we can decipher if he fell off or not. But from that, you can't really say whether or not he did. Anyway, last rapper we're gonna talk about this video is Trippie Redd. Um, Trippie Redd is one of the funniest people I've ever seen. Right. Um, let's go to people started saying he fell off in basically 2019, but that was kind of like a pump fake because he dropped a Love Letter 2-4. A Love Letter 2-4, I think, is his biggest album, so definitely can't say he fell off right there. In 2020 though, he dropped Pegasus, and I don't know why it's not on here. First of all, I see Pegasus on Deluxe, but that's not Pegasus. Um, Pegasus was trash, right? It had a couple good songs, like nah, it just had a couple good songs. I'm not even gonna list the good songs, but I think that album had like 24 songs on it, which is just insane. Like, I don't know why you had to do that. Then you drop Pixies, Neon Shark versus, wait, no, Neon Shark versus Pixies, which is basically just a rock album where he had like 10 songs on it. I ain't listened to it because I'm not gonna listen to rock in my lifetime. But I don't think it was received crazy well, but I don't think people were flat out calling it bad, right? And then Trippie Redd oh my god, periodically saves himself with Trip at Night. Trip at Night, obviously, lead single for the album was Mr. Rage. And then after that he dropped Holy Smokes with Uzi. And then he revealed the track list. You got all the SoundCloud artists on it. You got Uzi, you got X, you got Juice World, you got Ski, you got Cardi. You got all those people on the same album. And that, first of all, this is crazy. Like it, I like Trip at Night. I probably should go back to it more honestly. I do think the second half of Trip at Night is a little bit weaker, but there is some solid songs on there still. And yeah, he pretty much saves himself with the album, right? Then you go to 2023, because in 2022 he did not drop a single album, which is not, as you can see, Trippie Redd has not done that his whole career, right? Um, After Trip at Night though, he did tease a Love Letter to You 5 multiple times, and it's almost like Trippie Redd lied because a Love Letter to You 5 pretty much should have dropped in 2022. If he dropped a Love Letter to You 5 in 2022, then had a little bit different songs on it, maybe Trippie Redd would not have fell off. But instead of doing that, he dropped Mansion music out of nowhere. Um, for me, it was out of nowhere. Apparently, he already announced he's gonna drop Mansion music, and I didn't see it. But he dropped Mansion music out of nowhere, right? And he literally, my bad, had the whole industry on it, and most of the songs were bad. Like, first of all, 30 songs. I'm pretty sure it was 30 songs. 30 songs, 30 song albums, my bad. Automatically, it's like a 6 out of 10, bro. Like it could Uzi and Polo G, who are my two favorite rappers, could do a collab album. If it's 30 songs, it's automatically a 6 out of 10. Can't be higher than that, right? But the fact that this album wasn't mixed well, which technically wasn't Trippie's fault, according to Trippie. Trippie said that leakers were threatening to release the album through like SoundCloud, whatever, if he didn't pay him a certain amount. So he had to basically drop it like a couple weeks earlier. That's why a lot of the songs weren't mixed. Um, especially the Lil Baby features. The Lil Baby features were horrendous. I should have mentioned that in my Did the Rappers Fall Part 1. Anyway, um yeah, he had all those bad beats. The features didn't really come out like, yeah, Chief Keef 3 times on there. Every Chief Keef verse was bad. Every Lil Baby verse was bad. Every Future, no, the Future had one good verse. And Trippy in general just isn't a lyricist. So like, if the beat's bad, if it's mixed bad, and then Trippy's talking gibberish, like some nursery rhymes, it's horrible. And that's what made mainstream music horrible. Probably the most disappointing album of 2023. That or Business is Business. But apparently some people like Business is Business. If you like Business is Business, please click off the video. Anyway, Love Letter to You 5. Love Letter to You 5 dropped later that year. It had a couple features on it. It had like Roddy Ricch. It had someone else on it. But it was just all basic. I'm gonna be honest. There was a couple good songs on it, but no memorable songs. Like, it was just solid, bro. Um, and then later that year, because people were like, "Oh, I want the old Trippy, old Trippy." He dropped Saint Michael. Saint Michael was actually good. I'm talking about version 1, by the way. Saint Michael was actually good, but after a certain point, I didn't go back to it because like you dropped Saint Michael V2, which was just filled with trash. Also, I just felt weird listening to Trippy Red in 2023, like, or new Trippy Red. I'll still go back and listen to Life's a Trip, Love Letter 2-3, but it just felt weird listening to Trippy just because you know he's not as focused as he was back in 2018, 2017, whatever. Yeah. Then early this year, he dropped Genre Sad Boy, Machine Gun Kelly. If you drop an album where Machine Gun Kelly is automatically bad, I don't need to listen to it, right? The other thing is, you dropped 5 projects in 14 months. You dropped 5 projects in 14 months. That's some YoungBoy stuff right there, bro. Apparently, he thinks quantity over quality, just like YoungBoy. Or apparently, he's trying to save his career or do the Inley Chopper approach, where, oh, if I just keep dropping music, I'm gonna get a hit at some point. No, Trippy, you're not good anymore. I'm gonna be honest. Trippy Red has fallen off. It is what it is. Like, I'm not saying that none of the 5 projects he's dropped in the past 14 months, or it's been like 60 months now, or no, not even that. It's been like 18 months now. Anyway, I'm not saying any of the oh my god, I'm not saying any of the projects he's dropped in the last 2 years didn't have any good songs on it, because that just wouldn't be true. But like, I'm not giving you props just because you had a couple good songs on the album. And again, I'm gonna bring up the Inley Chopper thing. The Inley Chopper has some good songs on the album and hits. Trippy Red just has good songs, no hits. So I don't know. Trippy Red needs to do better. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right there.